All right, everyone. We'd like to welcome to the program SoCal's own budding PGA Tour superstar, Matt Wolff. Thanks for joining, dude. How you doing? You hanging in there?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you got it. Well, first of all, I'd like to wish you a belated 21st birthday. I hope you're able to have some semblance of a celebration and maybe even an adult beverage.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about the celebration part, with social distancing and everything like that, but I would be lying if I didn't say that I didn't have a few drinks to celebrate. It's been a long time coming, I guess, hanging around with all the older people on the PGA Tour. It's been kind of tough, but finally 21, so it feels pretty nice, and it was a good time spending time with my girlfriend and a couple of my buddies.
Fantastic. And you do live down in Jupiter, Florida now, and it seems like there are plenty of tour guys around to compete with and keep your game sharp during this downtime. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, absolutely. Luckily, the courses have been open down here, so there's a bunch of guys, Rickie and Justin Thomas, Danny McCarthy, Peter Uline, a couple of Oklahoma State guys as well that I've known from, even before I went pro. So it's nice to have those prior relationships and be able to stay competitive during all this.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's hit the rewind button for a minute here. Following your days at Westlake High School and your summers on the SCGA circuit, you ventured to Oklahoma State for 2 years, where you headlined just a ridiculously talented team alongside, most notably, Victor Hovland. What did you learn about yourself from the successes at a top program like OK State?
I think that the biggest thing is that, going into college, I think that I really only knew golf as an individual sport. And, once I got there, it still is an individual sport. You always plan to play as well as you can. But I think what was so great about Oklahoma State is the aspect was, so much directed towards the team. And, we always pushed each other. We always wanted to beat each other, but at the same time, that made all of us better. And I think that was the biggest thing that I learned from Oklahoma State is just that, the camaraderie that we all had and the drive to not only be the best that we possibly can, but if we drove to be, as good as we could, then that would help the team. And so I think everyone on the team kind of had that same mindset, and that's kind of what helped us, have, in my opinion, one of the greatest teams in college golf history. But other people might object to that. But that's just, one opinion to another.
Yeah, you're certainly in the conversation, and things have moved very quickly for you after that. Just last year, in the span of 7 weeks, you won the NCAA individual title, turned pro, and then just after 3 PGA Tour starts, you won your first event at the 3M Open with an eagle on the final hole. What's this whirlwind of success been like for you?
It's definitely been hectic. It's obviously settled down a little bit now, but in the moment when I won that tournament, it's just, it was crazy. I was just happy to get the starts coming out of college with sponsors exemptions and, trying to prove myself against best players in the world. There were, me and Colin and Victor got all those starts, and we had obviously, had some good finishes, but, to come out and be the first of those 3 to win, kind of like, set that standard of like, when we come out of college, we're ready to play out here. And, it obviously gave me a lot of confidence knowing that I do belong out here. And then it obviously, like I said, gave Colin and Victor a lot of confidence as well, knowing that, when they were competing with me in college and we were all competing against each other, that they belonged out here as well. And they proved that shortly after.
Yeah, and you just mentioned them. On that final day, you were paired with another SoCal superstar in Collin Morikawa. How surreal was it to find yourself competing for a PGA Tour title with someone you basically grown up with?
It was very special. I think that I wouldn't say I owe him that win, but obviously not. But he definitely, I think we kept each other very calm out there. Playing in the final group of a PGA Tour event in your third start is not the most stress-free thing in the world. And I realized that, and I already knew that, but I think, having the comfort of, having Colin there and knowing that I grew up with him, played against him, I can talk to him throughout the entire time. And it was just a really fun round, and definitely, one of the most memorable rounds of my golfing career. And, what made it even better was to come out with a win. So it was really nice just to have Colin there, to play. And I think of him as a really good friend of mine. Obviously, I'm always going to want to win or beat him. But, if it was kind of sad to see, two guys struggling to get their card and me having to clip him by one, but he got it, the week after. So definitely not too sad for him.
No pity parties here. So another name that you're familiar with is Sahith Theegala, who was just named this year's Haskins Award winner, following your footsteps from last year. And as you recall, we had Sahith, Colin, and yourself all representing Team SCGA at the 2018 Pac Coast Amateur up at the Olympic Club. So many of these kids that you grew up playing against are now making waves throughout the game of golf. Did SoCal's level of competition help you get to where you are today? As they say, iron sharpens iron.
I could definitely agree with that. Having that competition in Southern California, growing up with Colin, Sahith, there were so many other players, that played in Southern California. And I think that seeing all the success that they had, because obviously they're a little older than I am as well. So, competing against them at a little younger age and knowing that I still can compete against them gave me a lot of confidence. But it was really awesome to see Sahith win. I really like him, and he's just a super nice and stand-up guy, really well deserving, and obviously a really great player. And I actually saw an Instagram post the other day that it was 3 Southern California people in a row to win Haskins. It was Norman, and then me, and then Sahith. So it just shows a lot about the shows a lot about a competition, coming out of Southern California. And if we're not the most competitive, area in the country in junior golf, we have to be at least at the top. So I definitely, contribute that to a lot of my success.
Yeah, and with a lot of this early success, are you at all worried about tempering expectations, or is it simply sky's the limit for you and to the moon?
I have a lot of expectations for myself, and I believe that with my support group, I've had a lot of people tell me that I could be the best in the world, and I firmly believe that. But it is hard. There's a lot of people that maybe not believe that, but there's always going to be the people that don't think you can, and or the people that have really high expectations for you, and if you don't achieve them right away, they're going to think you're a bust. And I think it's just one thing that I've learned is, I wouldn't say to not care about what people think, but just to really, I know that if I work hard and the expectations that I have for myself are higher, just as high as other people's. So I know that if I work hard and make sure to reach those expectations that I have for myself, then I'll reach everyone else's. So I don't really focus on other people's. I just focus on myself and the people I have around me, and make sure to keep focused and work hard.
That's good. That's a refreshing take. And, I may have buried the lead here a bit, but this weekend on Sunday, you'll be competing in TaylorMade's Driving Relief Charity Skins match at Seminole Golf Club down in Southern Florida. It's the first live golf anyone has seen in nearly 2 months, and obviously it's for a great cause that's affected everyone. Are you ready to show out?
As ready as I can be. I think the most important thing is, what we're doing for COVID and trying to raise money for all the people on the front lines. That's by far the most important thing about all this. I'd be selfish if I was saying I'm trying to use this as an opportunity to prove myself and get my name out there more. I'm not saying that's, not going to happen, because that's obviously an added bonus, but the main thing behind it is trying to raise money and fight together to get a cure, at least or a couple answers, to help, get through these times and maybe get back to a new normal. But it's definitely going to be a lot of fun, and I think that we're all really excited about it, and not only the golfing world, but just the world in general. I think people are excited to see sports back, and I'm glad that I could just be a part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the charitable angle of this goes without saying that that's the most important part. But, it is you and Rickie Fowler versus Dustin Johnson and Rory McIlroy, and most are billing you and Rickie as Team OK State. Obviously we're a little biased here, but we see you as Team SoCal. And I understand winning isn't necessarily the end goal, but you do find yourself as underdogs. I assume there's still a little bit of a hunger to go out and win still, right?
Absolutely. That's just in my nature. That's competition. That's me trying to be the best in the world. And every single day I'm trying to work hard and prove that, I belong here and I belong at the top. So, I'm always trying to win, and I'm always trying to play my best. If it's just, me going out and playing a goofy round with a couple of my friends, or, playing in the Masters, I'm always going to give it my all and try to do as well as I can. But it's going to be, a lot of fun with Rickie and on my team. I think he's from Southern California as well, so I guess you can have that tie along with the Oklahoma State. But DJ and Rory are both world-class players, and I know they're not going to go out and not bring their game as well. So it's going to be good competition, and I'm just looking forward to raising some money and having a good time.
Yeah, I think we're all looking forward to it and really happy that it's happening. And I'll leave you with this. All the rage these past few weeks has been about the Last Dance Michael Jordan documentary, which is phenomenal, and I'm sure you're enjoying yourself. My question to you is, living down in Jupiter, have you played golf with MJ? And if so, has he taken your money?
No, I haven't played golf with him yet. The Grove 23, the course that he plays at, was closed for a little bit during all this, which makes sense. But I've only actually met him one time. I was at the Floridian just practicing, and he was, I think, on hole number 9. He just finished hole number 8, going to hole number 9, and the back of the range kind of is right by the tee. And the pro, Claude Harmon, was, nice enough to take us over and introduce us. And it kind of, there's a lot of things about MJ that I could tell you, but I think the biggest thing is I had my my college teammate, Austin Eckroat, or not at the time my college teammate, but he was there with me. And I was kind of blown away that MJ knew who I was. He knew my name, and he knew exactly who I was, about my swing and all that. And, he said, if you ever want to come to the Grove, to his home course, just let him know, and he'll be more than happy to host me. So that was the biggest thing. But also, he met Austin right there for the first time, or met both of us for the first time. But we had a little conversation with him. It was probably a few minutes, and then he remembered both of our names. He even remembered Austin's name, and a little bit about him that Austin told him. So it shows that he really takes the time to have interest in the people that he meets, and especially with everyone that he meets. It's kind of hard to do it, but just that showed a lot about him. And I think if you didn't have respect for him after that, you definitely do now. So it was definitely a moment that I'll look back on, and I'll always remember the first time meeting him. But I'd love to play with him, but never have gotten the opportunity to.
Well, I have a feeling your opportunity is coming very shortly. So good luck to you when you do find yourself out there with him. And I think that does it for this session of Quarantine Chronicles. Thanks for your time, Matt. All the best to you. Stay safe, and good luck on Sunday. We'll be pulling for you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, you got it. Take care.